If you're following enterprise tech news, you've got whiplash. One week, generative AI is the revolution. Next week, it's a letdown. I've worked in technology long enough to recognize this pattern. And it's not about the technology. Most businesses are stalling on AI for the exact same reason factories stalled when electricity arrived. The technology worked. The problem was how they thought about it. I'm going to show you what they missed and why it matters now. Here's what I'm going to show you. First, the productivity paradox, why the numbers don't match the noise. Second, the electrification analogy, the pattern that explains everything. Third, the 5 shifts that separate pilots from production. And fourth, a 90-day plan you can actually use. Let's start with the paradox. MIT just published research that should make every enterprise CIO pause. 95% of generative AI pilots show zero measurable impact. Nothing. 5% are driving real revenue acceleration. That's not a technology problem, that's a deployment problem. And it's the same gap that killed early electrification. The factories that bolted motors onto old assembly lines saw nothing. The ones that redesigned the floor won. Here's the paradox in action. 95% of pilots fail. Same time, rigorous field studies show real gains. Call centers resolving 14% more cases per hour. Biggest lift going to junior staff. So which is it? Both. The pilots that fail are bolting AI onto broken workflows. The studies that work redesign the work first. Same technology, different thinking. One works, one doesn't. Both stories are real. That's the problem. The AI isn't failing. We are. We're forcing a learning, conversational technology into structures built for the opposite. Rigid processes, fixed roles, governance designed for systems that don't adapt. None of it was built for this. It's like bolting a turbofan engine onto a stagecoach. The engine works fine. The frame can't handle it. Which brings us to the pattern that explains why and what the factories that survived electrification figured out that everyone else missed. Here's the history lesson. Early 1900s. Factories get electricity, owners rip out the steam engines, drop in electric dynamos, keep the exact same floor layout, all those old line shaft belts and centralized workflows. Productivity? Flat. It took a decade before someone realized you couldn't just swap the power source. You had to redesign the entire factory floor around what electricity could actually do. That's when productivity exploded. Same pattern. The technology worked, the thinking didn't. You couldn't bolt electricity onto a steam-era layout and expect magic. You had to rewire everything. Here's what every factory learned the hard way. You can't just plug in the new power source and walk away. There's a painful middle period. Retrain workers, redesign workflows, rethink the entire floor layout. All of that shows up as cost. Zero revenue. Pure investment. Economists call it the productivity J-curve. It dips before it climbs. The factories that survived ate their vegetables first. The ones that didn't, well, they're not around to tell the story. This explains every doom headline you're reading. We're trapped by 2 forces. First, measurement timing. Accounting treats data cleanup and process redesign as pure cost. No revenue line, just expense. The J-curve dip looks like failure. Second, retrofitting bias. Organizations treat AI like software you install. They're swapping the engine without rewiring the factory. I've watched this movie before. The ones who succeed eat their vegetables first. The ones who bolt new tech onto old systems wonder why nothing moves. So how do we fix it? 5 shifts that separate real deployments from expensive pilots. First shift, stop sprinkling AI onto legacy workflows like glitter on a broken process. If your AI strategy is, use the chatbot if you feel like it, you don't have a strategy. You have a suggestion box. Redesign the workflow from the ground up. Make the AI the default path, not the detour. Co-pilot with a human in the loop or autopilot with human oversight. Either works. Optional doesn't. Second shift, stop treating AI like a hackathon project that dies in an innovation lab once the fun wears off. Pilots fail because nobody owns them after launch. No roadmap, no SLA, no iteration budget. You need product owners, real ones, not the person who already has 3 jobs. Treat AI like you treat every other production system, dedicated resources, steady funding, embedded inside the business that actually uses it. Otherwise, you're building demos, not capability. Hashtag AI governance that actually works. Third shift, and this one catches everyone. Stop building AI systems with amnesia. Most pilots fail because the agent forgets everything the second you close the tab. Every conversation starts from zero. Every request ignores what happened 5 minutes ago. You need a memory layer, event logs, governed content, past decisions, woven into a knowledge fabric the system can actually reference, not a database dump, a curated context layer that lets the agent learn what worked, what didn't, and why. Fourth shift, governance. Legacy systems run on stage gates, approvals that act like stop signs. Everything halts until someone signs off. Replace that with embedded guardrails, policy checks, audit trails, risk thresholds built into the flow, not bolted on top of it. Human-in-the-loop lane keeping. The goal is to keep things moving safely, not to stop them cold every time someone gets nervous. Fifth shift, ditch the vanity metrics. Nobody cares how many pilots you launched. The CFO certainly doesn't. Measure what matters: cycle time, cash flow, rework reduction, quality. If you can't show real outcomes, you're not building systems, you're building slides. The companies that crack this, they're already pulling ahead. 5 AI shifts that actually work. I love this quote from the report. If you simply drop a chatbot into an unchanged process, you get demos, not dividends. Here's what that looks like in practice. You hand a customer service agent a chatbot to draft replies. They use it sometimes, maybe. It fizzles out. Now redesign the queue. AI triages the ticket, retrieves context, drafts the action, escalates only the exceptions. The human handles what breaks, not what repeats. You just change the unit of work. That's where the 10 to 20% productivity gains actually come from, not the tool, the redesign. So how do we make this happen? A 90-day action plan next. Hashtag AI implementation playbook that works. Here's your 90-day plan. 1. Pick a single high-volume, rule-heavy workflow. Invoice matching, claims adjudication, something grinding volume right now. 2. Redesign the target workflow. Explicit boundaries between AI and human decisions. 3. Stand up a memory layer over your gold source policies. Not a dump, a fabric. 4. Embed guardrails and exception routing. No stop signs, lane keeping. 5. Instrument for outcomes. Baseline now. Review every 2 weeks. 6. Codify the pattern. Your second and third workflow should move 2 to 3 times faster. That's it. 90 days. Real dividends. Executing this plan requires a mindset shift most leadership teams haven't made yet. You have to fund the J-curve upfront, process redesign, data cleanup, training, as part of the business case, not as an afterthought when the pilot stalls. Hold teams accountable for outcomes, not demos, and stop treating AI like software you're buying. It's a capability you're building. The organizations that get this are already moving. The ones waiting for a safer playbook are funding their competitors' advantage. Stop retrofitting AI. Start rebuilding. Here's the question to ask your team Monday morning. Not, where can we try the newest model? Wrong question. Ask this: what does a truly AI native version of this process actually look like? The electric motor worked fine. It was the factory that had to change. Stop retrofitting. Start re-architecting. If you want to be ready when this separates the winners from the rest, follow for more.